Welcome. Welcome, everybody. How are you doing today? It's so very nice to have you here. And somebody asked me to speak a little bit about Trump, about anxiety, and about this overall sense of insecurity that arises with that. And I want to say, there's a lot of reactivity going on right now, a lot of reactivity that we experience individually here in the nervous system and in the brain. And of course, we experience collectively. And that reactivity is feeding off itself. So you see that in the news, you see that in social media, you see that in many other ways. So it's very difficult, when we stay in that field, when you stay, connected with that level of reactivity, it's very difficult to have a good read on what's really happening, right? It's difficult to find a good, reliable source of information. And of course, the most reliable source of information comes from being present. So what we really want to begin by coming back to the present. And there is one good thing going on about this political situation right now. And actually, there are many good things going on with that. We just tend to focus on the challenging or the negative things, right? And I don't want to minimize any difficult things that are going on also. But I want to say there's a lot of positive. Many people have woken up to the political process. There's a lot of activism going on. Many people are questioning, what's happening. There's a lot of good momentum for change going on also, right? But this one good thing that I'm speaking about is, this situation, this political situation right now, which is so challenging. It can be so challenging to so many of our beliefs and ideas. Is very good because it brings up the unresolved past. Whenever there's reactivity, there's unresolved past. And so, this is really an amazing opportunity for freedom. So, how do we really come into the present, right? To come into the present, we really need to disengage with that, situation for a moment. And when I say to disengage, I don't really mean to deny, that's something very different. Or I don't mean to minimize, it. I just mean we have to really disengage from that mental process with that, right? Because also, we really have to have a good read on what's happening. We have to come back, allow the nervous system to come down and come back into the present, right? So disengage with that and start coming into the present. And we can do it right now together, just come back here, right? You can also notice, where you are sitting, what's around, where you are. This information is important for the brain, it feeds the brain. So just notice, nothing going on right now, right? Just look around. Check in on the level of sensation in the body also, like what's happening right now. Can I be present to that, right? Let's notice. And when you are watching the news, right, when you are reading, when you are listening to the radio, or however you get your information, I want you to really notice the sensation that is present with that. And many of you know already, this process of inquiry that I teach, the very embodied, sensation-based process of inquiry. I'm not going to go into the whole process right now, and you can do that, of course, right? But let's just notice, the sensations that are present. This person was speaking about anxiety or insecurity or instability. Let's just notice that. Because when you are here with what is, no matter what it is, right, something begins to change. And something begins to shift, and you start to come out of the past. And you come more and more into the present. Good, beautiful. And when you are in the present, then let's just see now, Let's just see now. First of all, that sense of okayness is here, right? So, we come out of that, oh my God, what's going to happen? We don't know, which by the way, we don't know, right? Nobody knows. And I mean, sometimes we have the premonition or a vision, but, everything arises in presence. We are not in charge of that. We don't have to, worry about the outcome. It's already predestined, right? We can just be here. So that sense of okayness is already here, right? First of all. And then also you can see from here, is there a movement arising to do something about it, right? A movement that is very different because it's not the perpetuation of the past, you see. It's a movement that arises in the present. And if there is a movement to engage, please do, right? That's very powerful, right? But if there is no movement, and if you just come to rest here, that is very, very powerful as well, right? Most powerful, when you just come to rest here. Beautiful, because it doesn't only inform your experience, which that is very powerful also, but it informs everything and everybody else. And it becomes like this anchor in consciousness, right? Anchor in the collective, And that we need that right now. We need so much more of that, that stability, because that's where understanding, true understanding comes from. That's where true knowing comes from. That's where true ability to, function in that situation comes from.